Alright, assholes. Oh, come on. Oh, I'm like right the hell next to it. Good. The second slide we called the meadow, but it was really just an empty lot with a bunch of weeds. There was a shack and a phone line. It smelled like flowers there. It was powerful, intoxicating. We had crazy dreams there. It must have been because of the smell. I didn't like it. Didn't like losing control. In the dreams, everything was melting. And then, when we'd come out, everything had melted around the projector. Neil was really into it. We found out he'd been coming there more and more on his own. When Tom beat the secret out of Neil and found the projector, he and his goons took it. Mmm. We thought Neil had got lost inside the meadow when Tom changed his. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm. So I will admit, I'm not. I'm not tracking all of this stuff because this part is a bit complicated, and rather than cogitate on it right now, I prefer to just continue on with the game. But my guess is that the game, right, those files are giving hints as to who or what Polaris is. But I haven't extrapolated that, so I'll just roll with it.
Let's see what they have on ordinary.
I mean, the projector.
It's all here. Our home, our school, the woods, the dump.
That's the whole town. You guys lived in some, like, backwater ass shit.
We found the slide projector in the dump outside town. Did they recreate that too? Is that where they keep it?
That was my guess. It was why I went over there. Ah, there we go. Ordinary dump site. Yeah, I was like, where the hell is the dump?
You mentioned a poem last time we talked. By Thomas Zane?
Yes.
Ah,
Beyond the shadow you settle for, there's a miracle illuminated.
I looked the poem up.
doesn't
Only I
exist.
couldn't find any poet by that name. I did find a European filmmaker who moved here in the 60s, named Thomas Zane.
What? I don't...
No matter. It suits you very well. The poem. How you see things. Maybe you wrote it yourself?
I didn't.
No matter. You've said a few times that you feel like there's a piece of you missing. Can we talk about that?
Okay. Yeah, it's this... I feel an emptiness, a yearning for something that I think I lost.
It's natural for you to feel that way. Your brother and your parents are dead.
No! No! Dylan's not dead. And that's not even it.
You're referring to the imaginary friend from your childhood?
Polaris. She's come back. After a long time, she's calling me. In a dream I saw, she showed me things.
Jessie.
It felt more real than anything. as real as what happened in Ordinary.
The industrial accident in your hometown that you believe Polaris caused.
No, it wasn't an accident. There was no industrial accident, and Polaris didn't cause it. She saved me and Dylan.
Jesse.
No! It was a cover-up. The government knows about it. There were agents there. Agents from... I don't know exactly, but they took Dylan. I'll find them. I won't stop looking. Polaris wants me to go to New York. There's a building there. I have to leave soon. I have to be there at a very specific time. Something hugely important is going to happen.
Jesse, you know we can't let you go until you're well. And that begins by understanding what's real and what's imagined.
Okay, so first off, 10 points to still being the worst psychologist ever, or one of the worst. But also, girl, Polaris tells you to come here. Okay, Polaris doesn't tell you about all this shit until just now, when all this shit's happening. And everybody just knows you and accepts you after you tell the psychiatrist that. The psychiatrist who's actively, like, manipulating you. And you told the psychiatrist, and I'm pretty sure the psychiatrist can read between the lines as to where you're going and probably knows you're right. And at no point have you seen any connection to any of this? Girl, just telling you right now. If I knew what you knew when this game first started, Jesse, I would have figured this shit out a long time ago. Guess the fuck why? 'Cause you don't think about shit, you don't ask any fucking questions. It's the same shit I've been saying this whole time. Jesus Christ. Ugh, Jesse. Jesse. I'm losing faith. I'm quickly losing... Okay. I have no doubt that she is, in fact, mentally fucked up. Like, again, I get the whole Polaris thing, but, like, you gotta be fucked up in some way or another after that shit. But, like, you must be intelligent enough to answer basic questions and connect basic dots. I mean, come on. Details are largely based on interviews conducted with Dylan Faden and the obtained therapy sessions of Jesse Faden, as well as circumstantial evidence found at the Ordinary site. Note that accounts provided by all three sources contain conflicting data, no shit. Example, DF claims there were 8 slides for the projector. JF mentions 9 slides. The Bureau found 1 intact slide and the burnt remainings of 6 others. Unfortunately, these slides are too badly damaged to be used in the projector. Jesse Faden is believed to be the individual responsible for burning the slides. Notes. Dr. Darling has ordered that the entirety of the Ordinary town dump be brought to the Bureau for examination and analysis, with the hopes of finding additional slides or other altered materials. Due to the limited space in the investigation sector, this AWE will be investigated in the containment sector. Jesse, my girl, just gotta say, you are not smart. Sorry to break it to you. But, okay, so I can tell that Remedy wrote this, not just from a gameplay standpoint, which is similar but better, but also from a character standpoint, which is similar but better, because Jesse and Alan Wake have one major thing in common. Both are too dumb to ask basic questions, and both just take what life gives to them without a second thought. Like, although honestly, I'd say that Jesse's the worst offender here, actually. Because, at least with Alan Wake, well, okay, from what I got to in Alan Wake, I got to the first half. From what I got to in Alan Wake, he didn't ask any fucking questions about the cabin itself and the key. That was like his worst offending mistake. When it comes to Jesse, every aspect of everything is like shit that she should be questioning, but she's not. Just gotta, like... Okay, at this point, the only thing Jesse has over Alan Wake is that she's not a cunt. Because Alan Wake was a cunt. When I say cunt, I mean just a dumbass, a piece of shit, an asshole. Jessie isn't a cunt, but in every other way, she's kind of worse than Alan Wake. Which isn't good.
They moved the whole landfill here in the middle of New York, and nobody saw a thing. Pretty unbelievable.
Very unbelievable, in fact. And, I was about to point that out, and just so you know, game, the fact that you're pointing it out yourself doesn't mean I'm not going to call out your bullshit. I very much am. It's bullshit. You know what? Actually, there is a way they could have done this. Now that I think about it. Here's how they could have done this. They could have gotten multiple vehicles over the course of weeks and brought in like one dump truck's worth of dirt and refuse, like, at a time. That could have worked out. It doesn't work out when you try to do it all at once. Dump sensation at work order. By order of Dr. Darling, all work in the ordinary dump is to stop effective immediately. Resources will be allocated to the whatever department. Details will be forthcoming. This area will be sealed at the end of the month. Please remove all personal effects before that time. Any photographic slides in the area should be delivered to him immediately. I figured. Well, good thing about being in this goddamn dump is that at the very least, there's a plethora of shit to throw.
We should check that lab.
Jesus fucking Christ. I probably skipped that because that was fucking stupid. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna get a huge story reveal here.
Effective immediately. I'm setting up a new department. Dimensional research in the research sector. Transferring the slide projector there. That's where my focus will be now. The ordinary site remains as is. We'll be back to... I don't know when.
Fucking
took
great.
The projector to the research sector. He dedicated a whole area to it, so he knew it was important. Dimensional research. That's where we go next.
Finish Tango. A dark place. What? Okay, so unfortunately, I am starting to see more of Remedy's shit with this game too. Here's why. Because with Alan Wake, like 80% of that game was going from place to place for no reason. And so what just happened was I just went from place to place for no reason, technically. Now, I'm still not upset at the game, though, and here's why. Because, one, it wouldn't bother me that much if it weren't for Alan Wake, so I'm not going to let it bother me. And two, because this did give a hint of something. This wasn't completely worthless. This did give me a hint of something. This gave me the hint that Dr. Darling knew that the slide projector isn't fucking around. That's what it did. That gave the hint. And it does make sense why nobody else would know about it, because anybody else below Dr. Darling wouldn't be privy to that information. So, like, okay, so I don't give a fuck. Narrative-wise, it actually does make sense. So I'm on board with that. But it's giving me flashbacks of Alan Wake. So I hope that sort of thing doesn't happen again. The item was found in the penthouse suite at whatever Toronto building belonging to David Wolf, who was being investigated for illegally dealing in altered materials. How the fuck do you illegally deal in altered materials? Like, those aren't what? But in order to, okay, here's my point. In order to make something illegal, it would have to be in law. But this seems like the type of shit that you wouldn't like want in law unless it's like top secret. Bureau agents raided his penthouse and found numerous paranormal belongings, including that, and this item. Mr. Wolf was arrested. I don't care about the rest of that. Well, okay, one thing I'll say right now. I do like this game, but I can honestly tell you that if there is another Remedy game that's not the same IP or that's, you know, Alan Wake again, I won't be playing it. And I can tell you right now that I will only play a potential Control 2, or whatever the fuck the game would be called, if the ending is interesting enough. Because the way I feel it, I feel like this game is not going to have a happy ending for Jesse. I don't know about Dylan, but at least not Jesse. So I feel like if there is a Control 2, it'll be about Dylan. But right now I'm ambivalent as to whether or not I would even bother playing it. Just straight up. Dimensional research. I just got done with the big fight.
Possibly changing labyrinth. Can never pass through. Dimensional research. Every measure of security.
Okay.
Contact the janitor if you need to get the room.
Broken? How many dead ends can this place have? We need to find Ati.
Oh, fuck. What, it's about to turn into some kind of fucking horror game? Clearly, yes. I haven't played this game in like almost a week now, and then admittedly I almost forgot what I was doing. Yes, I'm aware of how to toggle the fucking map. Like, I got confused in that one red space with the maze. But now I'm here, so that's all over. Ati.
There's no Ati.
Search the
Where is he?
janitor's office for information on his whereabouts. Of course he's not fucking here. That would make the mission too easy. What, some old bitch with a
Now
bottle?
this boy left, said the son of Annikki Tähti. My assistant will keep work in the glove and the house standing. Lomille lomps, holiday humps.
How can anyone even get out of here while the building's sealed? Let alone go on a holiday. Guess I'm about to find out.
Not gonna lie, I was expecting a little bit more. That's right, asshole. I don't need to fight all you fuckers. All I need to do is just make sure I can get to where I need to be.
Illalla tuuli heitti. Kutuista. Hyvä näky. Suomenlahden länsiosa.
What the fuck? And I can't shoot him, so...
Ja illalla suunnaltaan vaikka. Kuudesta 10 metriä sekunnissa. Yöllä tuuli väliaikaisesti. Rauha kuussa jassari 16. 35. Selkeä. Yli 20.
Ah, there we go, making progress.
Saakko 2. Puolipilvistä. Yli 20.
Oh my goodness. Okay, game, I have a major problem with you right now. Okay, I get that the whole thing is you're supposed to find the janitor. Okay, so I get it now, but the game... So, here's how this puzzle works. Normally, you solve the puzzle, pick up the key, go back to that middle room in the hallway, open it, and move on with your life, right? Now with this one you get a slightly different key, although you would never really know it, and then you have to go into this janitor's room. Well, here's the issue with that for me, is that I've personally never even noticed before that this room happens to be the janitor's room. I've never even noticed the janitor's name title on the door before. Like, I get that's the janitor thing, but like, I feel like this game should have given some sort of indication as to the fact that it wants you to go through this door, because I didn't fucking know what the fuck I was supposed to do for a while there. Just a little criticism from me. Astral constructs, I still don't know what the fuck to do with. Oh. A response team was dispatched to a possible AWE in progress at whatever Albany. At the scene, the team encountered and retrieved AL-63. The Bureau had discovered numerous online message boards regarding loud noises coming from an abandoned shipping warehouse belonging to the whatever corporation. Local law enforcement had discovered numerous bodies in various states of mutilation in the vicinity. This, along with the noises, were considered to be evidence of a werewolf, due to the fact that they only occurred in the last 3 full moons. Field Agent Whatever accompanied a squad of ranger trainees to the site as a form of field training. Probably a bad idea. The likelihood of a genuine AWE was considered low. Despite this evaluation, the team encountered a highly volatile and altered item, which is successfully retrieved. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. If there's even I don't give a fuck how low the chances are. If there's a chance of shit going downhill, you don't want to bring fucking trainees to the mix. Or maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just old-fashioned. I will be the first to say that I don't like Ati's weirdness. All this shit. Down below, huh? Cable cart control. I see you're a fan of alliteration. I am too. Peter Piper Pet Pickle Pepper Peppers. And she sells seashells by the seashore. Upon arrival, the squad broke into the warehouse and discovered boxes of undelivered merchandise abandoned. Okay, real quick. These details would not be in their own separate thing. They would be along with the summary of whatever. Discovered boxes of undelivered merchandise abandoned by the previous owner of the warehouse. As they investigated the noise, along the south side of the building caused a collapse inward. Wooden crates and accelerated physical whatever from whatever rendered field agent whatever and two of the tradies unconscious. The others escaped the warehouse before it collapsed entirely. In the rubble, they found AL-63 at the origin of the whatever, attracting and repelling debris. They stood guard around the item until the moon set, at which point the altered effect ceased. They returned the item to the Bureau without further incident. No fatalities occurred. The collapse of the warehouse was not witnessed by civilians, and thus no reinforming of the communications department was required. Nice. I mean, most of that was unnecessary since you already discussed the whole thing, but whatever you want to do, man. You know what? I think I may have just discovered how this shit works. On my own. I think the pistol is default, but I think that you can technically have like one side item at a time. And right now mine is a shotgun. So next time I'm at the controller point, I'm gonna see if I can't change the shotgun out for something else. Oh my fuck! It took me several tries, but I killed all. There are like 6 waves of enemies. I killed them all, and I still don't know how to change this weapon shit. Like, I don't know. Oh, it's stupid. Okay, so like for these things, like you figure that the game would actually tell you how to do this shit, but it doesn't. But you know, I'll get to that more so in the review. Actually, no, I'll get to it now. Fuck it. So in the Astral Constructs, you can purchase new shit and be able to use it, right? Well, I wish that were true, but I can't use shit here. I've purchased several mods for this weapon, and I can't use any of them. And yeah, as it turns out, this is the sort of thing where you had to fight waves of enemies until the gondola got here. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, it just bothers me. It just bothers me like that. This shit, like, because there are other weapons you're supposed to be able to get. Like, there's a machine. Because I've looked up some of them. There's a machine gun type deal. There's this like rocket launcher type deal. There's a bunch of them. So you may be wondering yourself, so why the hell if I look up the types there are, why don't I just look up how to put them on? Because that's bullshit. I should not have to go on the fucking internet to fucking look up how the fuck to put on the fucking secondary mode for this fucking weapon. The game should say, hey asshole, here's how you can fucking upgrade your shit, and here's how the fuck to use that fucking upgrade. If I have to use the motherfucking internet to figure out how the fuck to do shit in a fucking game, then that's a fucking failure of game design, at least as far as I'm fucking concerned. So I don't want to do that, because that's just fucking cheap and bullshit. Okay, does it upset me? Yes. Why? Because I should have stronger shit than I do, and I don't. And I don't because the fucking game doesn't bother explaining shit to you. And that's bullshit.
There's something up ahead.
No shit, there's
Do you see
something up
it?
ahead. At least give me a fucking control point. I feel like this is about to be the most major boss fight in this whole game.
Ahti?
Did you miss me?
No.
Did you have peace in your song? Yes. No. Bark don't make a wound. You did good. Take my cassette player. You can borrow it. The song is a present from my friends to you. It will get you through the maze so you can do your job.
Did that really just happen? Of course it did. He gave me his cassette player. It'll get me through the maze, huh?
What?
Janitor always has the keys.
Wait. I thought that was ominous as hell. I thought that was about to be some sort of fucking boss fight. Is he still actually a good guy? He just get... Huh. I just straight up wasted like 15 minutes of my own time. There we go. Not gonna lie, this is kind of a neat segment. I gotta say, Ahti, not bad taste in music, at least not to fight to. Although I don't get why listening to music does all this, but you know what, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna stop talking, I'm just gonna listen to music. Fuck that mission. Okay. That was actually a pretty cool segment.
Was awesome.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Oh, it did present to me some glaring issues with this game, but I won't talk about that until the review. Plastic tree supplement. The results are incredible, but more so the speed of discovery this allows us. AL-14 copies our speech, but after numerous tests, we've discovered that certain words are missing from its vocabulary. We began isolating these words, cross-referencing them with esoteric text from the early days of the Bureau. We found that these words, when arranged in particular formations and spoken at varying speeds and cadences, elicit a reaction from altered materials. We tested this specific string of words, a formula if you will, on the other altered items kept in the examination hall. Varying physical responses were recorded with each one, with an 82% success rate. We've proven that words can tangibly affect these items. Specific applications must be explored, possibly for containment or identification purposes. This will drastically change our approach moving forward. And to think there are still more words to be found. What, like fuck? By the way, I'm actually surprised that that document didn't have any redactions in it. I just kind of figured it would.
Projector.
Fuck your hotline.
The expedition into Slidescape 36. What Darling brought back. Changed everything.
Yeah, it's this light projector and it's whatevs. Let's move forward. I honestly, I don't really care about those hotline telephone things anymore. Like, I don't care. Like, because all it's been is him talking about shit, and like, as dimensional research, as important as I'm sure it is, I just don't care to listen to 3-minute audio logs like that often. Like, just give it to me in readable files and I'll be fine with it. Has anyone else seen that janitor mopping up around here? Isn't this a restricted access area? Who gave him permission to come in here? And how the fuck did he get through the maze? Dr. Tan. Because he's a badass, that's how. A badass who listens to music while he fights off these
Yeah, you
creatures.
want me here. Finding the projector was how this all began. What started in ordinary ends here. You, me, Dylan. We've all come full circle.
Nope. By the way, I got one new ability to enhance launch damage. I got that back before I realized what you do with the Ashtray maze.
There was a doorway here. To where Dylan and I went, where the projector took us, where we met you. The Bureau opened the same door here, but there's just an echo now.
Stand away from whatever.
Just on the other side?
Search the area for the slide projector object of power. No problem, Sploblem. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Okay. Honestly, I doubt it's on the upper level, but like, I figured might as well check anyway. Projector room. Never mind, it is on the upper level. Oh?
The projector's not here. Moved again.
Are you fucking with me?
What did Darling do with it? I've got to find out.
Okay.